Hello everyone, my name is Shadow, and I'll be your entertainer this evening. We're going to be playing some more of Scarlet Hollow, where in the last episode, we managed to get an old man killed. Which is great. We definitely weren't trying to prevent that. Wonderful stuff. Anyway, yeah, I know, Cal. It's great stuff. Anyway, quick disclaimer, because I forgot to do it last episode. This game does contain some graphic imagery and flashing lights, so if that is the sort of stuff that bothers you, please feel free to click off of this video now. Otherwise, we're gonna get right into it. So, we just followed Stella here to this old lady's house, who is supposed to be able to help us investigate what has happened. So this is Sybil, apparently, who says, "Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Shadow. I was so sorry to hear about your mother." Thank you, Cal, for the pinned. That is very helpful. Vgen was such a lovely soul. She's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Perlan is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. And we can still offer her the boiled peanuts. I forgot about that. That's a bit mean. Let's ask how she knew our mom. How do you know that my mom... Oh, how she knew our mom died. Never mind. That was not what I thought it said. Oh, Perlan was a chatty woman. Not much that went on I couldn't get an earful of, bless her heart. We can still offer her the peanuts. You knew her? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. I guess let's ask who that was outside. The weird ghost person. Who snuck up on us and said, "Welcome home," despite the fact that we've apparently never been here. Just a very sick man. Don't need to be worried about him. We're not going to say this because it's kind of mean. We're going to say we need your help. Ah, yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. Well, we did just witness a murder, so you know. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? Go on. Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh my lord, have you contacted the police? Yes, and they didn't take it very seriously. They're not even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out a memory card and pops it in her phone. I knew it. There goes the evidence. I was just about to let the police hold on to this. She wasn't about to just let the police hold on to this. At least not before we had a chance to make a copy. Yeah, the cops are going to be mad about that. Only if they figure out I kept it on purpose. You said you were turning it off, and you took the memory card out. Those are two completely different actions. They're gonna figure it out. Don't worry, I can play dumb when I have to. As far as they'll know, it was an honest accident. Earl might believe that. I don't think the other one will. ... Where was this? Up the mountain to the northwest. Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Oh, we're having tea apparently. Is there any way to make the video bigger? And louder if you can. I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should Kanika, the convenience store lady, should still be awake. She can lend us hers. Kanika? Are we seeing Kanika? Gretchen's excited to see Kanika. Gretchen is the dog, for anyone who does not remember or was not here last time. Yes, I can speak to the dog. Everyone else thinks I'm crazy for it. You'd better come with Stella. I'm sure she'll be more than willing to help a friend. She'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Yeah, dog. Dog in the arm. Dog. Very cute dog. Apparently she speaks like a southern belle. I am also realizing you can't see my cursor, so whenever I try to point at something, you can't see it. I can fix that. Hold on. Where is it? In properties. Cursor. Okay. There it is. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. Now I can point at Gretchen. Good doggo. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen, here's a good potato. Kanika, is it me? Am I the good potato? I certainly hope I am. Good potato. And a stranger. I'm not sure if I'm imagining it, but I think Kanika's eyes are glowing. What are you doing in my house? Offer the boiled peanuts again. Immediately trauma dump about watching a man die. Hi, I'm Shadow. Tabitha's cousin. Oh, great. So I get the feeling she doesn't like Tabitha or my family. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. ... Okay. My room's a mess, so I'll just bring it out here. Fair enough. Don't want to show a stranger your messy room. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. Duke got killed out in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Oh, she's got curlers in. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? Also, her glasses don't have an arm on them. Neither does Sybil's, come to think of it. That could just be the angle for Sybil, though. Anyway, silence washes over the room as the video plays. No, Sybil doesn't have any arms on her glasses either. Just perched on her nose. Stella, what the hell is this? ... Ew, Sailor Moon. Anime. This is far beyond my ability to contribute. I think I'll leave the thinking to your humans. I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Shadow and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? I'm fine. Really, I'm okay. Remain silent. They're not talking to me. You remain silent. Poor Duke. Poor Beau. Has anyone told him yet? We talked to the police. I hope they told Beau, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem in much of a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss. So we've got a mystical option. What happened in the woods? We weren't supposed to see any of that. Except I feel like we kind of were. Like there was that whole fate thing of we can't avoid someone dying. Didn't like Duke anyways. I kind of liked Duke. I'm not gonna say that one. More serious than a man's death is a question. I'm gonna say I agree those things are still out there. And as long as they are, more people are in danger. So very true, but not for the reasons you think. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Shadow with this taily poo crap. Interesting word. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. She always said they never hurt people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. Well, yeah, that was a gunshot, and Duke was the one holding the gun, so most likely he was trying to fight for Birdie and, you know. But Duke is dead. Then if these are ditchlings, his death was an accident, or my grandmother was wrong, and she is very rarely wrong. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. Jesus, Mom, haven't they already been through enough? Do we really need the spooky window dressing? What if it's important window dressing? Okay, I know when I'm outnumbered. Wait, so me being able to hear those things was... Oh wait, no, that was me being able to hear Bertie. Felt like the infected animals I saw tonight were going through some sort of religious experience. The animals called them gardeners, not ditchlings. It's actually kind of cool that the skills I pick can actually combine. Definitely gonna go through some of the So these aren't explore options, so if I pick one of these, I can't do this one. So let's say maybe the ditchlings were here for Duke. Like some sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. Unfortunately, no. Their presence forewarns of something far more sinister than one man's death. Can we please stop talking about these things like they're magic? I don't think that's a helpful way to look at these things. They're obviously some type of unknown animal. I'm gonna go with this one. Felt like the infected animals I saw tonight were going through some sort of religious experience. Hey, got an achievement for it. What? How would you even know if an animal was having a religious experience? How... You know what? No, we're not unpacking that. Clearly you're just traumatized after everything you saw tonight. I mean, Stella might believe me. I've already talked to Gretchen in front of her. They're almost certainly connected to growths you saw in the local wildlife, though. Maybe you were seeing an allergic reaction to venom, which I guess could cause hallucinations? ... Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know. It's getting late, and I should let Shadow get some rest. I ran them ragged today with all the hiking and running around through the woods in terror. I mean, I do kind of need to get back to Tabitha, but that's not an option here. I'm gonna say I'm ready to pass out. It's nice meeting you, though. And thanks for the help, Sybil. It was nice meeting you, Kanika. Sorry it had to be under such weird circumstances. I like your little bandana. Do-rag? I think more of a bandana in this case. Hopefully next time we meet it will be a little less terrifying. She does have arms on her glasses now. Sybil still doesn't. But Kanika does. Yeah. We should all hang out this week, Kanika. Maybe we could even get Reese to chill with us. I could really use it. But for now, thank you both so much for everything. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see you. Bye, Shadow. Aw, Gretchen's still worried about the ghost. It's excellent iced or warm, though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. ... Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. What an unfortunately short visit. Alrighty, let's call it a night. Mind walking me home? So, visiting Sybil was supposed to be on our way to my home, but now I've walked Stella back to her home, which means I need to walk back past Sybil to get to my home. Well then. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. I probably should go back and check on Tabitha. That's sweet of you. You sure you're okay heading back up the mountain alone? I mean, Sybil did say that they were harmless. Sybil said the ditchlings were harmless. I think I'll be okay. It's not that far. Well, I won't stop you if you really want to go back. Here's my number. Call me when you get there, okay? And good luck. She scribbles her number on a piece of paper before handing it to you. See you tomorrow, okay? Yeah, we're in this together. Yeah, we're in this together. Yeah, we are. Stay safe, buddy. Good luck, Shadow. As far as you know, those creatures from the woods have infested these trails as well. But it's too late for you to turn around. You'll either make it back to the estate, or you won't. Continue down the path. Almost home. Continue down the path. There it is. She's even left the light on for us. Your salvation is in sight. You make a mad dash to the door. It's not locked. And Tabitha's stayed up. Oh, thank God you're back. Where the hell have you been? I mean, I did call her back as soon as I had reception. Did you? I didn't notice. Which means she probably ignored my call as revenge for me ignoring all of her calls. don't know what Wayne has to do with anything, so I'm gonna just go ahead and go with this. Do you know anyone named Wayne? I employ over 100 people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. I could say I met a girl in town and we hit it off. Or I could say I watched a man die tonight. Or I can be vague about it. Got suckered into something and it was weird. Let's go middle ground. Sorry to worry you. This Stella girl had me come with her on her night hike to find cryptids. Ah, so you met Stella then. Ugh, that explains everything. She's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Can you tuck me in? You don't want to hang out? I mean, it's late at night. I mean, come on. I'm just gonna say goodnight. You're alone in the estate. The sound of wind whistling through the house gives you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and try to leave the night behind you. As you collapse onto your mattress, you remember that Stella asked you to call her once you got back. Yeah, I'll call her. Just so she knows I didn't die. That would be very traumatic for her. You pull out your phone and call. Hey, how are you? She sounds a little different, a warble in her throat. Did you make it back all right? Yeah, how are you? Are you okay? I died, actually. I'm just gonna say, how are you? Totally fine. I mean, as fine as I could be, I guess. You don't have to worry about me. Go get some Z's, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. In the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Oh. Ooh, spooky eyes in the forest. An occultism book, I think that was? That's obviously a basement window. Betting that might be Reese? And that's blood. That's obviously blood. Ooh. Are there sheepies or alpacas? Alpacas. You always know when they put their necks up. Very spooky jack-o'-lantern. How the heck did dead leaves get in there? Someone leave the window open? That's a lot of locks. Maybe I should have taken the lock-picking trait. Then again, if I took the lock-picking trait, I wouldn't have been able to talk to Gretchen. Scarlet Hollow. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. Conveniently, they've released up to episode 5, so we're just going to continue. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 2, please save your game now. Sure thing. Saved. Continue. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1 before you start episode 2? I think we're good, considering we're just continuing on. You open your eyes, and we're still in this dusty old bed, this dusty old room. The sun has risen, the birds are singing, you are still alive, and for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there, right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety, wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember Duke, slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing. You're not sure if you'll ever feel like okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls at you from the clammy depths of the mattress. Note, you can refresh yourself on the events of the previous days by using the journal icon in the quick menu. Check on Dustin. You open the drawers to check on Dustin. Hi, Dustin! Oh good, he's still here. Human is back. Good morning, Dustin. How are you today? Dustin feel good, had productive night. I see you have a bread now. Yes, Dustin found bread. Dustin also ate bug last night. Good night for Dustin. Have you met Frou Frou? Monster. Can I talk to you about something horrible that happened last night? Human can always talk to Dustin. What happened? The woods are full of big scary monsters. Dustin understand. World is full of big scaries. When Dustin gets scared, Dustin pretend to be dead. Good advice for human, maybe. It was nice to catch up, Dustin. I'll see you around. Okay. I love Dustin. I'm so glad I took the animal talking trait. Let's check on the closet, I guess. It's probably the exact same. Great, the doll didn't move during the night. Maybe it isn't haunted after all. Though after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. You creep Hello? You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. For a second, you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. I should have screenshotted that. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you've finished waking up. Text Stella. It's probably a good idea to check in with your new friend. You can't imagine she's holding up very well. I'm absolutely sending a picture of a tired cat. It might take her a minute to get back to you. In the meantime, let's head down to the kitchen. Time to start your day. Morning, Frou Frou. You're back in the kitchen. Frou Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Her pupils dilate and her tail twitches. I see you are still here. How unfortunate. Oh, I'm not gonna pet it without permission. Gretchen sends her regards. She did ask. Inform Frou Frou that Gretchen still draws breath in episode 2. Wonderful. C'est brère vit toujours. That creature has not yet returned whatever vile pit of hell it crawled from. Merde. Truly ours is not a kind god. Goodness. Those two really have it out for each other, apparently. Do you know anything about ditchlings? Even if I did, why would I tell you anything? And for the record, no, I don't. Now stop bothering me. Hey. Did you know the police called me this morning? You've only been here one day, and you've already had a run-in with the cops? Cops don't matter. Did they say anything about Duke? Monsters in the woods. Duke's blood is on my hands. Cops don't matter. Something's coming for this town, and I need people to start listening to me. Duke and Stella didn't take my intuition seriously last night, and look where that's landed us. I need you to believe me. You don't need to spin me tall tales to wiggle your way out of this. Just be careful. Remember that your actions have consequences for the people around you. I don't have the energy to spend this week cleaning up after your messes. So just don't make any extra work for me, okay? I guess, did they say anything about Duke? Did they find the body? Body? Didn't say anything about a body, but apparently he never went home last night. They had quite a few questions about you, Shadow. Before you ask, don't worry. I told them you're an upstanding citizen. Thanks for having my back. Sure, what else is family for? That is a very strange smile. I guess what's up with you and Stella? We just have a history, that's all. I don't need to explain myself to you. Goodness. I guess, what's the plan for the day? The plan is that I go to work and do my job, and you stay out of trouble. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints, just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak, then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you are the only human in the estate. It seems you make a habit of bad first impressions, non? The cat chuckles mockingly. A text from Stella. Oh, it's another tired cat. Hope you're holding up okay, or as good as you can with all the stuff we saw last night. I was up most of the night on cryptid forums. No real answers yet. I'm at the library now if you want to join. I have scones. I'm absolutely going for the scones. And that's that. Time to start your day. I'm not making a PB&J, there's scones. I'm not cleaning that guest bathroom. That is beyond repair. I do want to investigate the garden after what I saw. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from the upstairs window. It was probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Ah, there's a little guy like Dustin. That may be Dustin. The question is, am I going to lose out on seeing Stella if I do this? Investigate just a little further. This is an explore option, so... You wander farther into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking. If, indeed, there had been a thing to begin with. Take it all in. The garden is peaceful, but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect. Its grass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within seas of weeds, as if begging to be rescued. And most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates, at the very peak of the mountain, sits a graveyard. You can just make out a few of the headstones. The scarlet name is carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing right now. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print. A big boot print. And what looks like some sort of viscera. Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo, just in case it comes in handy later. Text it to Stella. It's better if someone else has it. You send the photo to Stella. Look what I found in the garden across from my window. No way that's Tabitha-sized. You head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. So I'm starting to think that exploring the garden every day is going to be important, which I missed last time because I made the mistake of going back inside to finish my PB&J. And then it wasn't an option anymore. I'm not making another PB&J. Let's head to town. Tabitha isn't here to stop you now. You head outside, back to the mountain path that leads to town. The walk back to town is much less pleasant today than it was yesterday, when you didn't yet know that the woods were full of monsters and strange men who know your name. You stare anxiously into the darkness between the trees, searching for any signs of movement, but the woods are still, at least for now. The autumn-tinged mountains, sprawling for miles in every direction, now feel less like beautiful scenery, and more like the walls of a cage. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Geez, that's creepy. All the more reason to come to the library. Look who I found at the library. She said she was up all night thinking about the video. Adding you to a group text. Kanika, I'm only here because it's quieter than the store. Or was, lol. I'm trying to figure out what animal that could be. I don't buy into this harbinger of doom stuff. We know what animals they are. They're ditchlings, and they are harbingers of doom. Sounds like they're having fun. Well, I never told them I'm out. I'm gonna say let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'll be there soon. Almost back to town. Oh, hey, it's, Avery? Yeah, Avery, I think. And Sybil. You make it to town in one piece. No creatures jumped out at you. No scary men blocked your path. The sight of other people is comforting, helping you forget things you've witnessed, as if they happened to someone else. Oh, hey, Shadow. We were just talking about you. Yeah, it was Avery. Stopped by Sybil's to pick up her new tea blend, and, well, you're the biggest thing to come into town since the coal mine. Folks have been absolutely buzzing about you. You went out with Stella last night, right? Did something happen out there? She barely even waved when she walked by. It's not exactly a lie. Duke did get hurt. I don't want to I mean, I don't want to tell him that someone got killed. I don't know how good I am at lying is the problem. I think the best thing to go with is I'm not ready to talk about it yet. What happened last night was traumatizing. I don't think I'm ready to talk about it yet. Okay, I get it. Sounds like you've been shaken up pretty bad. Tell you what, want a break for the next half hour? Why don't you swing by the diner if you want to decompress? Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend. Maybe it'll calm you down a bit. Think you'll like today's mix. It's chaga and lemon balm. Should help ease your stress and tension. And if you feel like talking, I'll be all ears. No pressure. Anyways, it's up to you. See you around, Shadow. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. Don't tell Avery the truth about last night is apparently an achievement. I mean, I don't want to, like, make him have to deal with the monsters and stuff. I see you're a private person. I can respect that. You never know how someone might respond to hearing the truth of what you encountered last night. Better get back to it myself. Glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help. I guess that is a good question. Why? Yeah. I'm more concerned about why doesn't anyone know or care that the woods are full of monsters? People tell a lot of stories up in the hills, especially city folk who wouldn't know a bear from Bigfoot. No offense, of course. But I'm afraid that means most folks aren't going to take your claim very seriously. At least not until they see what you saw with their own eyes. Be gentle with them, Shadow. I'm so sorry to cut our conversation short, but I've got things that need tending to. Stay safe, and God bless. You probably have a bit of time before you're needed at the library. Could swing by the diner. I want to see the general store. We haven't been in there yet. It's supposed to be where Kanika works, but we know she's at the library. Rocks. Rocks. I love a store that sells rocks. This is like my favorite kind of store. Oh. They probably have the honey sticks too. Lemon sticks, not honey sticks, but still. This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in. I can offer him the peanuts. What you doing? What doing? I guess introduce myself, since this is apparently a very talk to people sort of area. Just casually introduce myself with, you should leave town, there's monsters in the woods. Hi, I'm Shadow. Just got to town yesterday. Yeah, I know, Mom told me. Well, I guess what's your name? Miles. I wanted to buy chips or something. Do I talk to you or Miles size? I guess, yeah. Kanika decided to skip work today, so of course whatever plans I had didn't matter. Just take the chips, I don't care. Wouldn't that be stealing? If Kanika cares about running this place right, she can hire someone else and let me live my life. We make most of our money on bulk orders anyways, a bag of chips doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I'm paying for my chips. I insist. I'm not ringing you up, take them or leave them. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. Have it your way. Do you know how to get to the mines? I guess I'm kind of curious about that. If I figure it out, maybe we can go there later? Maps are free. You take a map of the town. The mines are a couple miles away, but now you have the power to visit your cousin of your own free will. Ah, heck yeah! Wait, are they actually free, or were you trying to avoid the whole just take the chips conversation again? Also, Bogwitch brownies. That sounds delicious. Like, I love brownies, but this is probably literally just a brownie with a bunch of, like, heavy melty chips in it. But that still sounds delicious. I want a brownie now. Donuts, that's probably just donuts. That's probably just chocolate donuts. They really have so many things here. I can't believe that the only thing Tabitha gets from the Scarlet. The only thing Tabitha gets here is PB&J. Wait, that's Frou-Frou in the corner. That's the little Frou-Frou. That's... Okay, see you, Miles. Miles doesn't respond as you turn and leave the general store. Visit the general store without stealing anything. So we actually have the opportunity... There's an achievement for not stealing things? Dang. I'm not going to the mines. I guess we can swing by the diner. It's an explorer option, so we may as well. Hey, Avery! Is that matcha? Oh, that's probably, Sybil's tea. The diner is a little quiet today. The air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. I'm not saying that. Let's go talk to Avery. Get coffee with Avery. Coffee date? I don't think this counts as a date. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up, a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this. And don't worry about paying for it. The funeral has you worried plenty already, I bet. And the answer to 29 down is oink. What? But the clue is pen sound. What? How is that a sound a pen makes? Wait. Pen like pig pen? You kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. Just gonna frustrate you. Something to do to fill the time. Maybe I should switch to Sudoku. Winnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, I know you said last night traumatized you, but if you need someone to just quietly sit back and listen, well... Gonna try the tea. The man in the far back corner clears his throat as you bring your cup to your mouth. Don't mind, Julius. I don't think he drinks anything other than coffee. Take a gentle sip of your tea. Sybil was right. You can already feel it beginning to ease some of the strain and tension from last night's events. Color me impressed. Not a lot of folks take to chaga so quickly. And what if you don't believe me about last night? I'm not here to judge. I'm here to listen. I guess I'll tell him. What's the worst that can happen? He sincerely doesn't believe me and what, I get sent off to an insane asylum? I'm free of this place. I am no longer in danger. You share everything. Glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you've witnessed. Wow, that's some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. Monsters in the woods. Never heard of anything like that around here. I mean, I know I haven't been around that long, but I feel like that's the kind of thing people would talk about. Oh, he's staring at us now. He was not staring at us before. He was looking at his paper. How exciting. Now she's looking at us. Now that I think about it, the cops come in for their morning coffee. They mentioned something about going out to the woods to look for someone. Must have been Duke. He seemed so disconnected from it. I figured it couldn't be very serious, but wow. Bastard was probably out drinking with a shotgun again. Julius, don't anybody ever teach you not to speak ill of the dead. Out here in the middle of nowhere? I'm sure they've seen some horrors, right? Hunting accidents, bear attacks. Don't know where you're getting your information on rural life. They mostly sit around in here drinking coffee. Every now and then, they break up a bar fight or arrest someone for cooking meth in the woods. And the way they tell it, it's like some big sting operation. Even though it's usually just some guy in a trailer. Now with that Duke situation, I guess you got first-hand experience for how they handle anything that seems like an actual emergency. Doesn't sound like they really saw it that way, does it? Yeah, I hadn't figured he was a transplant. Where are you from? Moved here from Charlotte, something like 3 years ago now. Maybe a little more. Lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job. Who was I to pass on that sort of generosity? To be honest, still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone apart from the Cole folks grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong. Folks here are plenty polite and friendly. There's a shared history I'll never be a part of. Yeah, I kinda get that. It's not like it's terrible, right? But there's a feeling, like people are looking at you longer than they should. Town of nosy assholes, if you ask me. The muttering came from the man in the back booth. He straightens his newspaper, hiding behind it, as if pretending he hadn't just weighed in on your conversation. Says the guy who was listening in on other people's conversations. Maybe you're one of those nosy assholes, huh, Julius? The man continues to hide behind his newspaper. I guess let me know if you hear anything. Any leads might be helpful. Oh, definitely. You'll be the first to hear about it. And especially with him working in the diner. He might hear something from the cops while they're on their coffee. Coffee's out. Oh no, and you've only had 5 cups today. How are you going to survive? Kidding. It'll be just a second, Julius. Well, Shadow, looks like I better get back to it. Hope you're feeling a little better. Maybe the Chagas had a chance to start working its magic. Oh, before I go, throwing a party this weekend. Nothing fancy, just a little get-together. Avery grabs a napkin, pulling out a pen, and quickly scribbling something on the thin paper before handing it to you. That's my place. Come by any time after 6 on Saturday. It's almost Halloween. Didn't seem like anybody else was going to throw one, so I stepped up to the plate. Though if you didn't come prepared with the costume, don't worry. I'm sure I can convince the bouncer to let you in anyway. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half wave before disappearing into the back. Seen a few of them things up on my place, you know. Bullets do 'em just fine. The man hides behind his newspaper, clearly uninterested in saying another word. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. Time to go to the library. Gretchen! You enter the former town hall, which is apparently now a library. And that's an interesting painting. What once must have been a stately foyer has been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh hey, you made it! I'm just gonna go to Stella's table. The librarian can shush her if they need to. You head over to Stella's table and settle in. Oh. Kanika's hair is actually really cool. I didn't see how it blends like that earlier. You made it. Glad you could join us. Did you send my regards to that foul feline? Don't worry, Gretchen. I told Frou-Frou all about our little adventure last night. It's okay, Kanika. You'll catch on. Wonderful. I hope she stews on that for a long, long time. Did you just try and talk to Gretchen about Tabitha's cat? It's not the first time. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they can actually talk to animals. One paranormal mystery at a time, please. Morning, Shadow. You look tired. My goodness, whatever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvelous, Shadow. I thank you, Gretchen. At least Gretchen has some decency. Such a polite southern belle. I'm not snitching on Miles. It's fine. I think she probably knows. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Yeah, the estate isn't the easiest place to get a good 8 hours. Oh, Gretchen. Sitting at the table like a person. Yeah, the estate isn't the easiest place to get a good 8 hours. Never realized houses could get so windy. And all of those dreadful creatures in every nook and corner. It's a wonder you got even a wink. I can only imagine. The place was already falling apart last time I was there, and it's been years. I can't believe it hasn't been condemned. Not that there's anyone here to do the condemning. Anyways, I guess we should get started. Oh, before I forget, we gotta talk about the photo you sent me this morning. Kanika, check this out. Shadow found it in Tabby's garden this morning, right in line of sight of their room. What is that liquid around it? It looks like pus. I still don't remember who Wayne was. Oh wait, Wayne was the right before we met Sybil, that guy. The boots are too big to be Tabitha's. Can't say I'm thrilled at the thought of someone watching my room. Don't know if there's a connection to what happened in the woods. I'm gonna go with this one. I don't know if there's a connection to what happened in the woods, but it felt worth texting Stella about it. Do you think it could be that creep we saw outside the general store last night? He knew your name, and those boot prints match up with the mining getup. Whoa, apparently I missed a lot last night, huh? You're not talking about Wayne, are you? That guy keeps coming to my mom's tea room. I think there's something really wrong with him. Yeah, we are. I wonder if there's any connection between him and what happened in the woods last night. Like, what? I mean, I don't have anything specific, but we do have that whole prophecy of impending doom angle to explore, and this photo is weird. I can't stop thinking about those splatters on the ground. If whoever left those prints is sick, maybe it's from the creatures you encountered. Hey there, strangers. And literal stranger. Oh, right in the board. I shouldn't still be amused by that, but I am. I'm gonna introduce myself. Hey, I'm Shadow, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. Oh, I should have known you were a Scarlet. You look so much like Vgen. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. That Scarlet resemblance, it's, strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian, and only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people. Sorry about that. Cat was trying to eat the microphone. Which, by the way, new microphone. Decided to get a backup one and test it out, so hopefully the audio is doing good. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit on the microphone stand that I got, so gotta get an adapter for it. And right now it's just kind of sitting on the table, which also means the cat can mess with it a lot easier than the old one. Hopefully that will be fixed soon. We'll see. Anyway. Y'all are too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? Don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my text. And I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs around with. They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place, doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's the old Maxwell place? It's this great old abandoned spot, and it's practically a magnet for young people. Even the honor students aren't free from its call. Can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I don't want to scare him. I'm gonna say I'm sure she's fine. You might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. It's not as safe as it usually is around here. Kanika, we were trying not to scare him, thanks. Is that so? Kanika's right. There's some weird stuff going on out in the woods. It's actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of creatures called ditchlings? They apparently show up around places on the brink of disaster, and they kind of look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta. Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods. Ditchlings. Doesn't ring a bell. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some books. Pay while I'm gone, Gretchen. You don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal. Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs? Gretchen hails the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. Oh, she's toothless. Poor old lady. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in those woods. A man's already dead. That's... they're all adults. Whatever's out there has been brutalizing local wildlife. Those two are very factual and vaguely helpful. Let's go with this one. It's factual and it's not gonna necessarily cause panic. Or maybe it'll cause a little panic. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine, really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble. And we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Shadow, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him. Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our books. Let's get this research party started. Ooh. Reading awaits. Oh, and she's got a different shirt on today, doesn't she? Looks like Ghost Train something? Let's do... Ooh, Appalachian folk monsters. A few entries catch your eye. Tailipoo. That was mentioned last night, during the other chapter, that is. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn up his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick and ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail, shot off by the hunter's rifle. Guess this'll have to do, he said to his dog, and threw the tail in a pot to cook up a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into his bed, satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. He woke up to the sound of long nails scrabbling across wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been, and in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. "I want my taily poo." A high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. "Go away," he screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hard wood accompanying its movements. "I want my taily poo," the creature growled again. "I'll get my dog after you," the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. But there was no dog to be seen. "I want my taily poo." Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning, all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney, standing all alone in the woods. Damn. So, don't eat the tail of random creatures that you don't know what they are, I guess. Let's try these cave-dwelling creatures. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in the Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking sound that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of the mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. Aw, no story for that one. See the Wampus Cat. Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus Cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down, and by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of their region from its evil. Others say the creature comes from a story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wild cat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched it in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness, and serve as a warning to anyone who dares go against tradition. Dang. I guess let's try History of Scarlet Hollow coal mines. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country, Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet Estate that was, until 1895, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the deaths of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. Interesting potential tie-in to the Knockers cryptid that we just read about. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's son Theodore, his brother, Enoch V. Scarlet, who had taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, and leader. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of 12 siblings. He grew up in eastern North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the Army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin, built by Silas's own 2 hands, occupied by his family of 10, Silas, his wife, Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. Logging business had brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You're finished with this one. I think I'm done. Okay. Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? Kitty! Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Almost on instinct, Stella slams her book shut. Aw, hey Pixel. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find. Pixel, my dear friend, it's been too long. How have you been? Hungry. Did Stella bring the good stuff? Don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Ah, yeah, snack time. Crunch, crunch. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. Can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Eh? I mean, I may as well ask him. I've already shown Stella and Kanika, and I like Oscar, so... Hey, Pixel, what do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods? I'm an indoor cat. Don't know nothing about no woods. I just hang out in the library, especially now that our house got haunted. Wait, your house is haunted? What? Hey, how do you know? What? Pixel told me. Shadows either psychic or they can talk to animals. It's a long story. No comment. We've been living in the library for a little bit. It's been great. Way more snacks, way more scritches. Except sometimes there's too much scritches. Hold up, what kind of haunting are we talking about here? Unexplained noises? Objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places? Oh, Oscar, don't get her hopes up like that. Nothing of that sort, sorry. The floor in Rosalina's bedroom just keeps seeping blood, and I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple of times. Like that's not even more dramatic. Wait, you've seen a full-body apparition? Can I see it? Stella, how many times have you gone on ghost hunts and been tricked by shadows? You know what it's going to be. But what if it's an actual ghost? I believe him. I can practically feel the haunting as we speak. Well, we do live in the annex behind the building. Y'all are more than welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night? Yes, we'll be there. Yeah, that sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creaky floorboards. I love how I got that just because I can talk to Pixel. So why do you let a paper shredder freely wander a library? Why don't you mind your own business? You see the little guy's face? How can I say no to that? You know what, that's fair. You decide to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. Little loaf. Just a cute little loaf. Alright, I better get back to shelving. Let me know if y'all need anything. I'm sorry, do we think there's a cult? I'm thinking veins of Scarlet, probably. So about the coal mines here. Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. What happened after the mine collapse? The book just kind of glosses over that. There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here. Yeah, Scarlet Hollow mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Shaw did. Still hasn't let the union in, though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. Union busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions. Color me shocked. Yeah, it's pretty awful. That's what the sculpture out front is for, commemorating all the men and children who died that day. Every kid in Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1918. Our teachers love to emphasize how many children they had working down there, probably to try and show us how good we have it or whatever. Low bar, if you ask me. You know, that could be what the ditchlings are warning us about. Another collapse. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. Yeesh, Stella, that's morbid. And besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with the kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Y'all don't actually think the mine is about to collapse, right? No, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a sec. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. Never know. Ghost tracks, not ghost train. Interesting. You guys seem to have a bone to pick with Charles Shaw. That's what happens when someone directly causes a monumental disaster. Especially in a small town like this. People tend to spit when they hear your name. He got run out of town on a rail, you know. And that's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural of it over on the far wall. That's what was going on with that. He got off easy, if you ask me. Could be something toxic in the mines. It might not necessarily be a collapse, but they do definitely seem important. The town is built around them. Yeah, that's fair. They're bound to be relevant in some way. Hard to argue against that, but that doesn't really give us much to go on. Just because something seems obvious doesn't necessarily mean it's right or relevant. Do we think there's a cult? Yeah, the cops were awfully suspicious, almost like they're trying to cover something up. Though I do like Avery's explanation of, yeah, that's just kind of how cops are around here. Really weird combination of being dismissive and trying to pin things on me. I don't know, it just kind of feels like a cover-up. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But I'm not sure they really have it in them to be part of a cult. Definitely. I don't think they're capable of putting in the effort. So what was that about nuclear incidents? You're talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Yeah. Apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up mid-air and dropped a couple of bombs. Fascinating bit of history there. And the first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch, which failed to trigger on the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Interesting. Right, its conventional explosion disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. I'm sorry, did you say they buried it? Do you all need something dug up? Because if so, I'm your gal. Good job, Gretchen. If the bomb is somewhere else, why are the ditchlings here? We shouldn't be looking too hard at the disaster angle anyways. Whatever those creatures are, they're biological. Look, you never know with radiation. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you, it doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. Highly unlikely. I've missed this. Do we think Wayne factors into any of this? I honestly wouldn't be shocked. There's something seriously wrong with him. Like, I can viscerally feel it in my gut. Maybe he's sick. Maybe that has something to do with what you saw in the woods. I don't know. I buy it. Oh, look at her little sketch of the... Her little sketch of the ditchlings looks kind of cute, though. I guess let's talk about Silas Scarlet. Rich guy in the south. Should have known it wouldn't be pretty. Should have known it wouldn't be great, but he sure did some things to get where he was, huh? That book is a perfect example of why you should use multiple sources for your research, instead of trusting the first thing you read on a subject. Yep, dude was a monster. The mines made a lot of money during the Civil War, too. And you can probably guess which side a North Carolinian business owner would be working for. Sorry you're related to him. I can absolutely see what a terrible person has to do with bad omens. Very karmic. town's not really too built, too stuck in the past. But maybe retribution? It seems tenuous. Assuming Kanika's mom is right, they're here as an omen, not because they're going to do something themselves. And I think we know how I feel on the matter. Appalachian Folk Monsters was cool, but I didn't see anything interesting or relevant in there. Wampus cats do sound like they could be mountain lions. Voice like a woman crying out, somewhere between person-sized and cat-sized. Definitely, they're 100% mountain lions. Kanika, you know there are no mountain lions up here. I thought you were supposed to be a skeptic. Oh, Stella, one of these days you'll trust us. But the myths are old, right? Mountain lions didn't go extinct in the Appalachians that long ago. Those legends just haven't died off yet. Almost every cryptid can be tracked down to either a hoax or someone getting confused about a perfectly normal animal. Sometimes both. Bigfoot, for instance, started as a prank. Then folks saw bears walking around on their hind legs and got freaked out. Now we're here. You'll eat those words when I get the first clear footage of a Bigfoot. If you manage that, I'll print out a piece of paper that says Bigfoot isn't real and literally eat it. I promise. I'm holding you to it. Okay, they're kind of cute together, though. Tommyknockers, that's what the minor things are. The ditchlings definitely aren't Tommyknockers. Gonna say my mom used to tell me that Taily Po story. I'd totally forgotten it. Scared me so bad I didn't eat soup for years. Thought a monster might try and dig it out of my stomach if I did. I love that one. There's this old chimney in the woods I used to think was the chimney from Taily Po. The one that was left after that thing did whatever it did. Now I know that's just because chimneys don't burn down, and wooden houses do. That doesn't mean it's not the chimney from Taily Po. I've camped out there a couple times and seen some pretty spooky stuff. Yeah, I watched that video. You saw raccoons. You're gonna get rabies one of these days chasing after wildlife like that. What can I say? I like to live on the edge. I'm gonna say, do you think Wayne is a Tommyknocker? Maybe he's the ghost of a dead miner. There's something seriously wrong with the guy, and we should look into it, but I don't think he's a ghost. Yeah, ghosts tend to be tied to a specific place, though maybe he's haunting the whole town. He's not a ghost because ghosts aren't real. I've also seen him, touch stuff. Let's move on, then. Any luck with Rosalina, then? Not yet. I knew a teen would be a handful, but I didn't think it'd happen overnight. I'll probably head out once you're all done and check in on her usual haunts. Why don't we help look for Rosalina? I feel like that's going to help. If there's a missing kid in town, that's probably way more important than whatever else we'd be doing. Just to clarify, I don't think she's missing, she's just out with her friends and ignoring her poor old man. Not that I don't appreciate your concern. I don't even know where we'd look aside from the old Maxwell place. What do teens even like to do these days? You don't have to worry about checking up on her there. I'm going there myself once I finish shelving. Just let me know if you run into her while you're out. There's an awful lot of mine-related stuff in my notes. Maybe that should be our next stop. We can poke around, find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, you're suggesting we go question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? ... Right. Yeah, totally, 100%. I would never. Don't even have a good reason to go down there. Good. Let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about the mines. I promise, Neeks. We're just going to question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us a good reason to poke around, say a cool abandoned coal mine, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. And hey, maybe we'll luck out and run into Rosalina while we're looking around. Okay, good. And hopefully we can find out what happened to Wayne while we're at it. Yeah, we were always going to wind up in the mines. Well, that's kind of ominous. I'm a little worried about Tabitha. She's not exactly going to be thrilled to see us snooping around the mines. We can be sneaky. I'll make sure to be a good lookout. She'll never even know we were there. Look at us, going out on a caper together. I've missed this. I've missed it too. Though, there is something missing. Reese. Really missed that dude. Can't believe how long it's been. Have you seen him lately? Nope. Tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. I wonder if... So if Wayne is actually sick and not a ghost, I wonder if it's like the same sort... Oh, there was an option to suggest there was something toxic coming out of the mines. Interesting. Didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Shadow. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Hell yeah, let's do it. See ya, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Thanks, guys. We'll keep you all posted. Yay, reading adventure. Sun's starting to go down. I'm definitely not going to piss off Tabitha by staying out too late. I would never. Reese's home stands on the edge of the forest wall, an isolated buffer, cushioning the rest of the town from an unending wilderness. Aw, Gretchen. Get Duggo. Reese, it's Stella. I brought some buddies, too. Shh, not so loud. He's still sleeping. Can I help you with something? The woman in the doorway stares directly into your eyes. You can practically feel her simmering irritation wash over you. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out? Nothing strenuous, we promise. I'm not going to wake him up. If he's sleeping, he probably needs it. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways. Oh no, poor Reese. It's just been so long since either of us have gotten the chance to hang out with him. I'm sure he and Shadow would get along super well too. Ghost Track, San Antonio, Texas. So that's like an actual thing. Interesting. Also that bat belt, that is cute. She seems to have a bit of a bat theme, like her bandana was bats and now that's a bat. I can offer her the boiled peanuts. Hi, I'm Shadow. I don't know if that's gonna help, but I should at least introduce myself. I know who you are. The way she avoids looking at you as she speaks makes you feel like you've done something wrong, even though you're pretty sure you've done nothing at all. Reese's mom turns back into the house, sighing. Sorry, I know that was a little rude. You just want to hang out with Reese, and he misses both of you too. He's usually feeling his best around mid-afternoon. Why don't you come over tomorrow? We can have some supper, and y'all can hang out for a bit. I don't promise he'll be perky, but I'm sure it'll brighten his spirits to see you two again. And I suppose you can come over too, Shadow. That would be great. I can bring a side dish, maybe deviled eggs? Does he still eat those? No, eggs are a little too much for him. They don't settle well. You can leave the cooking to me. I know what he can handle. Okay, I'll bring soda then. That's not... Okay, yes, fine. You can bring soda. Nothing with caffeine. Ginger ale, preferably. Oh, and leave the dog at home. She might cheer him up. You know, they have those therapy dogs in hospital. No dogs. Why, I never. The absolute gall. Thank you so much, Dr. Kelly. I'll stop bothering you now. See you later. Dr. Kelly nods in acknowledgement and quickly shuts the door. Sound of several locks clicking into place can be heard from within. Oh, he is not sick. Or at least not normal sickness. Ooh. God, that woman makes me so nervous. She used to be so nice when we were kids. Always had the best stickers when we had to get our shots. Maybe she's just stressed about Reese. Or maybe she's just nice to kids. Whatever is going on with Reese is related to this somehow. Either way, I guess it's just the three of us. You gonna drive? Yeah, sorry. I don't like the thought of going up there without the van. Cool. I'll take my shortcut then. Shouldn't take me long to get there. You're welcome to tag along, Shadow. Don't worry, I won't be offended if you'd rather ride with Kanika. I'm sure you're probably sick of the woods. Either way works for me. Seriously, what's up with you and cars? The mines have got to be a ways off, right? Don't worry about it, Shadow. There's a lot of junk in the back of my van. It gets a little tight with more than 2 people. This is like a decision, isn't it? Like a major decision. Hidden as... I'm gonna walk with Stella, just in case. I'll walk with Stella. We'll meet you there. Gretchen, do you want a sniff? The woods are calm and serene compared to last night, though you can't help but feel that danger lurks just beyond the trees. Hey, thanks for coming along with us. With Gretchen and me, I mean. I hope I haven't seemed too cold about everything that happened last night. The truth is, I'm barely keeping myself together. I just don't know how to let it out. Duke died out there last night. I can't stop thinking it might have been my fault. If only I didn't drag you along into the woods. If only I'd listened to you when you wanted to leave. If only I did anything when everything went sideways. I'm sorry. She didn't do anything wrong. I just wish she could understand that. She's such a good girl. Aww. Good Gretchen. Stella pauses, searching for what to say. It's like there's this guilt boiling under my skin, but the only way I can process what happened is by turning off the part of me that feels things. When I'm around other people, it's like I think of Duke dying as just a thing that happened, like it's just a part of another video. Because if I actually admit to other people that I feel something, then I'd have to admit to myself that what happened is my fault. We're not saying that one. I'm saying, of course, it's not your fault. I mean, it kind of is, because I warned her like a million times that it was dangerous, and I tried to get her out and stuff, but also apparently fate had it out for us, so like, it's very much not her fault. It's Gretchen's fault. It's clearly Gretchen's fault. It is not Gretchen's fault. We're not blaming Gretchen's fault. Technically, it is the fault of the things in the woods. That's whose fault it is. But that's not an option. I'm not blaming Gretchen for this. I'm saying it's nobody's fault. You and Gretchen have gone into those woods at night dozens of times by yourselves, and nothing like this has happened before. How could you have known? Thanks, Shadow. I think I needed to hear that. The conversation comes to a dramatic halt, with you, Stella, and Gretchen all whirling to face the source of the sound. Birb! A bird! Let me at it! I can get it! Back off, dog. This is my stick. Whoa, calm down, girl. It's just a bird. Same probably goes for the two of us. Guess we're all a little on edge. Let's hurry to the mine. Shouldn't be much farther. I don't trust that darkness right there. But I guess we made it. And someone brought bolt cutters. Kanika casually leans against her van as you and Stella emerge from the woods. Hey. Y'all have a good walk? Yeah, it was great. I mean, not that you were missing out or anything. You didn't run into any of those creatures, did you? Oh, that little face. Nope. That makes sense. They're probably nocturnal. I don't know if I should feel relieved or disappointed. Probably relieved. That means you can avoid them easier. But we're all here. What's the plan? I guess we just go and talk to people. I guess so. I should probably be on lookout duty. I'm a bit of a persona non grata in the mines. Tabitha? Yeah... I might have tried sneaking in to talk to her a time or two too many. And Gretchen makes it extra hard to be sneaky. What can I say? I thrive in the limelight. We're probably less likely to get caught if only one of us is snooping around down there. Yeah, if Stella's on lookout duty and only one of us is going in, what's the third person doing? You know those cheesy rom-coms where someone wears an earpiece on their first date? Whoa, do you have some kind of surveillance rig in the back of your van that I didn't know about? What? No. I have a pair of earbuds with a really good mic. We can just do a group call. So I take it I'm the one going in? Tabitha and I aren't exactly friends. And pretty much all the miners shop at the general store. I don't want to make folks uncomfortable, you know? It's probably for the best, Shadow. Plus, I have the bloodline that says, yeah, okay, I'm allowed to be here. And I have a reason. I can just say, yeah, no, I'm here for Tabitha. Yeah, you're good, Kanika. I got this. What is that face? What is Gretchen doing? Oh, that's part of the leaf. You'll do great. Kanika hands you a pair of earbuds. We can feed you questions if you get stuck, and Stella can give you a heads up if Tabitha's headed your way. Dang, I miss doing this sort of thing with you. You're so thorough. Aw, thanks. I do my best. Guess we should part ways and start the call, yeah? And hopefully, the mine has actual good reception. Which is not likely. Especially if I actually end up going into the mine. Stella and Kanika break off, leaving you alone at the entrance to the mines. Your phone buzzes. Hey! Can you hear us? Try saying something. Something. Stella and Kanika chuckle at the other end of the line. Alright, cool. Nothing to do now but enter the worksite. Enter. You pass through the unlocked fence and enter the property of the Scarlet Hollow mine. And wander aimlessly, I guess. I'm in hacker voice. Alright, Morpheus, good to know. Approach the nearest group of miners. You look familiar. You look like, I keep wanting to call the guy who died Buck for some reason. I know that's not his name, but I want to call him Buck. Also, the fact that do they have, like, their own personal fire brigade? Like, these guys are definitely fire brigade. It would make sense for a coal mine to have a personal fire brigade, so... You approach the nearest group of miners, a blonde woman, a broad-shouldered man, and an old-timer. The uniforms identify them as Harrison, Davis, and Zax. You got a reason to be bothering us? Hi, I'm Tabitha's cousin. The miners straighten up, suddenly very serious. Sorry, didn't know. Thought you were maybe one of them environmentalists, or... Yeah, sorry for any trouble. How can we help? Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? Yeah, we knew him. Such a cut-up. Miss that dude. What happened to him? The miners shift for a moment, uncomfortably glancing at one another. Isn't that the guy y'all said was, He's gone. That's all that matters. Maybe just press a little bit. What happened to him? What do you think you are, some sort of cop? Remain silent. Yeah, I don't like the smell of this one bit. I know bait when I see it. Let's get out of here. Shift's about to start anyways. Sorry. The miners pack up their things and leave. Another group of miners then. And we're not going to ask about... Gotta ask about something else. Before you can reach the miners, you're struck with an intense feeling. You recognize the hollow terror as the same thing you felt last night, when you set eyes on that awful man in the miner's jacket. Wayne, that is him. You shouldn't have come here. It's dangerous. What are you? Flesh and blood, much like yourself. You don't have to be afraid of me. I'm the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Interesting. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. What's going to happen? Before you can say another word, the figure is gone. Hey, Shadow, are you still there? We've just been getting static from you. Oh, don't mind me. Our new friend just stopped by to say hello. Whoa. I thought I saw you talking to someone down there. Are you okay? Said some real ominous shit to me. I'm the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety, that sort of thing. The hell's that supposed to mean? Yeah, I care about your safety. Whatever he is, I don't think he's human. Hate to say it, but with how the call went to static, what if he's a ghost? Like, actually a ghost? You hate to say it. Stella, I don't think anything would make you happier than Wayne being a ghost. Also, ghosts aren't real. Hey now, just because I want ghosts to be real doesn't mean I want this ghost harassing Shadow. It just means we're on the right track. Wayne trying to make me leave just means we're on the right track. Not about to back down. Whoa, so brave. Heck yeah, Shadow. We got your back. Oh. Yeah, I got you, Cal. You're good, Cal. He's alright. I know you got, like, art block and stuff. Alright, you should have it. Let's see. So we can go find Tabitha and fill her in on what's going on, but I kind of want to approach another group of miners, because that means I can't talk to the miners. I'm pretty sure at some point I'm going to be able to go talk to Tabitha. Hey there, can we help you with something? Okay, so these guys are not immediately concerned about my existence. I also don't have the option to introduce myself. You guys see anything out of the ordinary lately? Like what? Weird animal sightings? Don't tend to go on many hikes. Not exactly the nature seeing type. After a full day of work, all I see is my bed. Maybe a few beers in between. People getting sick. You a health inspector or something? Boss looks out for our health. Knocking in the mines? I feel like that's a dead end. Knocking? Not that I've heard. Can't hear shit down there with the machines and men working. Dad used to work these mines before they brought in the continuous miner. Big machine, that is. Told me stories about something that sounded like someone was pounding on the walls. No offense, Isaacs, but your daddy had a few screws loose. Rodriguez. He was a fine man. What about odd noises in the woods? I heard something a few nights ago. Like nothing I've ever heard. Some unearthly beast. I'm telling you, Isaacs, you need to take a sick day. You need your rest, man. I've already taken a sick day this year. Can't afford to take any more if I want to have Christmas off. Tabitha. Can't be all that bad here, right? That's all on that front, thanks. Anything else? What do you guys think of Tabitha? The three men visibly stiffen. Lovely woman. Always been a good boss, runs the place well. Okay. So that was rough. How about, do any of you know of Wayne? Wayne? You mean Sam Wayne? What are you asking about him for? Wait, have you seen him? I feel like this is a good time to lie. I don't like lying. It's real creepy, man. Oh, thank God, everyone thought he was dead. Hold on, creepy doesn't exactly sound like Wayne, does it? How do you know it was him? So folks at the general store have been calling him. Kanika and Sybil. Good people, but I don't expect they'd know every mining fella in town by sight if you catch my drift. Smith, you're losing me. Just saying. Be awful strange for Wayne to still be in town, wandering around, following some stranger and not checking in with any of his buddies. Sounds to me like somebody who got sick of work and is having a little fun playing hooky. The following, though. Okay, yeah, that does sound a little unlike him. Thought his lady friend had him under lock and key. Just smells fishy to me. Till I see him face to face, I'm not convinced whoever is calling himself Sam Wayne ain't the very reason we haven't seen hide nor hair of the man. No, there's no way. He's not... He can't be. I'm not ruling it out. You want my theory? That girlfriend of his. He wasn't the first to catch her eye. Any one of her jilted ex-lovers could have seen them sneaking around and gotten a little hot under the collar, if you catch my meaning. Dang, who are they talking about? The miners are silent for a moment, glancing between each other nervously as they imagine the possibility. I told him not to get involved with her. I told him. Who was Wayne seeing? Whoa now. If you don't know, there's no way I'm poking that wasp's nest. Forget we said anything. Yeah, I don't want to be next on the chopping block. Press it or leave it. The last time we pressed, they avoided us, but this is the last thing we can talk about anyway, so come on, don't dangle something like that. Look, I just don't want to cause any trouble. Enough people are losing their jobs as is. I've got mouths to feed. Losing their jobs, and in Sam Wayne's case, disappearing. I've already said too much. Go on, boys. Should we check in? Just as a heads up, the only group I still see out there is pretty close to the main office. Might still be worth talking to them, but I don't know if I can give you all that much of a warning if Tabitha comes out. I do need to talk to Tabitha eventually. I'm gonna try and talk to that last group of miners. Good luck. Going around asking questions, huh? You don't look like you're from the inspector's office. Notice anything strange around here lately? All kinds of weird stuff happening in these hills. What sort of weird do you mean? Weird animal sightings? Saw a raccoon with a big old tumor last week. Spooked me something awful. It's probably related to the ditchlings. That's nature for you. Not always pretty. I'm leaving it at that. I'm not telling them how that happened. How about people getting sick? I mean, some of the older miners, sure. Wouldn't call that unusual. Noises from the woods? All the time. Howling, screaming, all sorts of fiendish caterwauling. Probably just screech owls and bobcats, you old coot. Might be, might not be. But I heard something the other night that sent the fear of God shivering down my spine, I tell you. Your friend is right. It's probably a bobcat or a mountain lion. Oh my god, Shadow, are you intentionally messing with me? Sorry, Stella, I'm just trying not to mess with them. See, that's 2 against 1. I'm just saying. Been around a long time. I know a bobcat when I hear one. How about knocking in the mines? You asking us if we hear the Tommy knockers? Of course we have. We're old-timers. All of us who was here before the machine got brought in know the Tommy knockers. What a nuisance. Always stealing my hammers. It's true. I had a pickaxe stolen too. When you heard knocking coming from one of the old tunnels, it was enough to make a man pray. Actually, come to think of it, I think I've heard of the Tommy knockers before. I think the technical science explanation is supposed to be that it's like gases popping. Like it's pressurized gases in the walls and stuff. And then they start to depressurize. And when that sort of stuff depressurizes, it makes a popping noise, sort of like knocking. And that can push out like rocks and stuff that were holding the walls in place. And that can cause a cave-in. Looks like I figured out what to do for my next video. Better not be thinking of going into those old mine shafts alone. I could always use a partner in crime. I'm gonna wind up down there with you, aren't I? That's all on that front. Sure. You tell me more about... I don't know if I'm on a timer here. What do you think of the owner? Not the kindliest woman I've ever met. She runs the place alright. Tell that to all the boys she's been laying off lately. Keeps going around saying that and see how long till you're... Keep going around saying that and see how long till you're one of them boys. All I have to say is, a mine that's doing well doesn't go around laying off its workers for no reason. Not sure any of us are gonna have jobs in a few years. Tate, you're a damn fool. You're gonna be next if you keep up that kind of talk. So be it, but a man needs to speak his mind sometimes. What about Sam Wayne? Oh ho ho, got himself into trouble, didn't he? Why, you seen him around? What's that young buck up to? Heard from some of the other folks they had a nasty spat with an ex. Huh, you mean the boss? Oh! Far as I know, that never ended. Stella audibly gasps. Yeah, I figured he'd just run off to live in that big mansion with his belle. Thought of a strapping young man like him with that sour-faced broad always left such a bad taste in my mouth. Oh my god, gross. As if you wouldn't fall on your knees if a woman of means showed the slightest bit of interest in you. Or any woman at all. Fair enough. But I suppose this begs the question. Did she run him off? Or did some jealous son of a bitch... Or did some jealous son of a bitch oust him? You talking about Tabitha? Yep. Dang. Figured that's what they were getting at, but it's weird to hear it out loud. You good, Stella? Yeah, I just had no idea. That's all. Thanks for the help. My pleasure. Shadow, I think we've got a problem. What the hell are you doing here? Aw, crap. Good luck. Sorry, Shadow. And that's our cue. Pardon us. You shouldn't be here. This place is dangerous. Why can't you just stay in the estate and stop sticking your nose where it doesn't belong? And what's this ridiculous thing in your ears? Are you trying to record my employees? Are you trying to record me? Tabitha snatches the earbud out of your ears and throws them to the ground. Typical phone-addicted city dweller. Ugh. Gah. And I have a meeting in 5 minutes. I can't even drive you back. Okay, look. I don't want you wandering anywhere else. Just stay here for an hour. I can take you back to the estate as soon as my meeting wraps up. Can you please do that for me? I just wanted to spend time with my favorite cousin. I can't say sorry. I just wanted to spend time with my favorite cousin. So you decide to snoop around and bother my workers? I don't buy it. Don't move a muscle. Don't make any more small talk. These people are supposed to be working. I'll see you in an hour after my meeting's done. Tabitha rushes off to her meeting. You stoop to the ground and pick up Kanika's earbuds. Sorry I wasn't able to give you a better warning. You good? Yeah, I'm good. Eh? You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. Hey, I think I just saw Rosalina. Wait, really? What is she doing here? Clearly she's doing a delinquency. I mean, yeah, but what kind of delinquency? Only one way to find out. Let's go after her. You rush over the hill and get your bearings. Sounds of active mining fade into the distance. Rosaline is nowhere to be found, but dusty footprints point towards a nearby mine. Something about the mine feels wrong, as though a cold anger lies burning inside, sucking the life from the surrounding hills. This is the site of a mass grave. She didn't. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. Considering all the adults apparently know about it, yeah, no, it wouldn't. Fuck. Little fun fact, I may have bruised a rib with all of the coughing I've been doing for the past month and a half. So yeah, whenever you hear me coughing, I'm kind of in pain. It's great. Whew. That one really hurt, though. Oh, there's a thing in the corner. I didn't see that. You can't really see it with my, hold on. Let me find where that is. Really, where is it? Frame, I think. Now you can see it. There he is. There's a guy up there. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After it collapsed that killed over 100 people. And here I thought Stella was going to be the one to drag me into an abandoned coal mine. I mean, we should definitely go after her. I'm just going to say this place feels straight up cursed. I mean, like Kanika said, a lot of people died down there. That was a lot of There's a lot of spooky history to this place. For all we know, maybe all that death left some kind of mark down there. Okay, just because a bunch of people died in there doesn't mean it's cursed. Come on, I'm not about to let Rosalina get hurt in there. Even if it means I have to go underground. So both of them have some sort of claustrophobia. Kanika doesn't like underground, and Stella doesn't like cars. Which is interesting. Technically, that makes all three of us. I hate burning buildings. Small lore drop. I used to be on a fire brigade. I have been in burning buildings. Anyway. Oh, you sure, Neeks? Shadow and I can handle this on our own. Yeah, I'm sure. As much as I hate confined spaces, I hate the thought of other people getting trapped down there even more. Stella and Kanika disappear into the... Oh. I just processed Gretchen having a really panicked face on the way in. Stella and Kanika disappear into the mines. Before you follow, you briefly wonder if you should let Tabitha know about this. Probably. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. Kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. Figure you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. Accurate! I called you as a courtesy, but I'm not going to wait around for you. I swear to God. Sorry, mine's made up. Gotta help the kid. You hang up the call. Also, there's the fact that two friends just went in there, so you know. You take a deep breath and follow your new friends into the mine. Especially with the fact that we know, like, we have a fate situation that we have to end up in the mine. The children yearn for the mines, that is correct. Also, welcome in, Maiden Mocha. Hope you're enjoying the stream. The inside of the mines is warmer than you expected. The air thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and your companions to hunch over, your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate its maze of corridors. Hey, you made it. Told you they would. I just wanted to make a quick call and give Tabitha the 411. Not gonna lie to them. You didn't. I was hoping we'd be able to get Rosalina out of here without anyone calling the cops on her. Or us. Tabitha better not try to have us arrested for trespassing. Oh, I wouldn't worry about her calling the cops. I've snuck into the mines dozens of times, and she's never called the cops on me. That's because you two have a weird thing. I'm pretty sure Tabitha actively hates me. And believe me, the feeling is extremely mutual. Well, what matters is that the gang's all here. We'll find Rosalina in no time. Yep, the whole gang. Kanika, Stella, and Gretchen, the best potato. Sigh. Press on. The deeper you progress into the mine, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in a thick cloud around you, even though this place was abandoned over a century ago. Jesus, it's cramped down here. Does anyone else's chest feel tight? I certainly can't say I'm one for dark and stuffy places. This seems much more suited for a cat, if I say so myself. You probably should have left Gretchen in the car or something. Yeah, abandoned mines are way more claustrophobic than people expect them to be. This one's real bad. You know, because of the child miners. Or should I say, the minor miners? Kanika visibly shudders. Okay, I'm not superstitious, but if there's one way to make sure you get haunted, it's cracking jokes about dead child laborers while walking on their graves. What can I say? I do my best to tempt spirits wherever I go. Too bad she doesn't have her camera. I actually snuck down here a few times to try and get some good footage. Part of my ghost hunting phase. Jesus, Stella, the things you do for your viewers. Did you find anything? Of course. I wish. If any place in Scarlet Hollow was actually haunted, it would be this mine, hands down. But all I got was dust in my lungs and a couple false alarms. Stella pauses as sound rushes overhead. Oh my god, what was that? The mine's gonna collapse and we're all gonna die here, aren't we? Stella sighs longingly. That's just how wind sounds down here. You sound so disappointed. It just brings back memories of my last foray into these depths. Every time I thought I'd finally found a spooky ghost, there wound up being a very unghostly explanation. Like local wildlife, for instance. Stella turns her flashlight up to an alcove overhead. Say, what's the big deal? Yeah, we was sleeping here. Shut off that light, you nosy bastards. I am so sorry for my companions. Stella means well, I assure you. Those guys got me real good last time I was here alone. I'm sure you're quite worried about me after my behavior last night, Shadow, but let that interaction be assurance that my temper is most wholly under control. I wouldn't dare venture away from the safety of my Stella's arms in a horrible place like this. Oh my god, there are bats down here? I'm gonna get rabies, aren't I? I'm gonna get rabies and die in a mine collapse. You holding up okay, Neeks? Yeah, sorry. Just a little on edge. Kanika is stopped mid-sentence by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mine. Okay, what was that? That was death. Of that I am certain. That was... I have no idea what that was. That sound like knocking to you guys? A hateful and broken presence stirs in the deep. It doesn't want you here. Yeah, I have to talk about that. That was a warning. We have to move fast. It's a good thing I've already revealed to them that I'm a little psychic. Whoa, you don't think it's the Tommyknockers, do you? Okay, no, Tommyknockers are not real. They're not allowed to be real. Are you trying to give me a panic attack? I'd love to spend some extra time poking around down here. Maybe it's got something to do with the mystery. The three of you are interrupted by a second, much less distant sound of a can being popped open. Okay, now that wasn't Tommy Knockers. Came from this way. Follow me. Those kids are in so much trouble. You and Kanika follow Stella further into the mine. You breathe a sigh of relief as the tight passageways give way to a small cavern. A group of teens turns and stares at you with annoyance. It's her brother. Isn't he supposed to be running the general store? What the hell are you all doing in here? What the hell are you doing in here, you creeps? Are you stalking us? Yeah, creeps. I just said that, Alexis. If I wanted an echo, I'd yell into the Grand Canyon. What are you, 5? May as well try to scare them. There's something terrible in this place that wants to be left alone. Get out of here before it leaves its mark on you. Tell your creepy friend to leave us alone, general store lady. Rosalina, your dad is worried sick about you. And if you ask me, he was right to worry. Why the hell would you think hanging out in an old mine would be a good idea? Is the Maxwell place not dangerous enough? Because no one usually comes in here, duh. Everyone knows we hang out at the Maxwell place now, so we had to find a new hideout. Which you instantly found, so I guess we have to find an even more secluded place where we can just be ourselves. Can't believe your dad sent people to follow you, Rosalina. That's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. You're right, Becca. It is messed up. I don't need him telling me where I can be. You could at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you and is worried about you. He's really not asking for much. Don't you kids have school tomorrow anyways? It's fall break. And we're not kids. Yeah, we're teens. Young pups these days. Absolutely no respect for their elders. Are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where'd you even get those? The teens avoid eye contact. Miles tries to melt into the cavern wall. Oh no, I know that isn't you, Miles, and it better not be you. Yeah, whatever, it's me. What are you even doing here? Becca's right. Sounds to me like you're stalking and harassing and all that. You're supposed to be minding the store. It's not like anyone even comes in on Tuesdays, and Mom's there, so it's fine. I start uncomfortably around the cavern as Kanika tears into her brother. It's not fine. It's extremely not fine. Why do I always have to be the responsible one? Do you know what I would give to be as carefree as you? I left school so you would have a chance to live your life, and this is what you're doing with it? What would Dad think if he could see this? Stealing booze from the family store to dick around in an abandoned mine? Dad's dead, Kanika. But if he were here, he'd be disappointed you wound up being such a bossy jerk. Who cares if we're having canned margaritas where nobody's supposed to bother us? I'm not getting involved in this, I don't think. I do kind of want to say this, maybe the ditchlings were inevitable, but I should stay quiet. Actually, my dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says the only reason they stopped using this tunnel is because there wasn't enough coal left. Thought your dad was a charge hand. No, Alexis, he got promoted last month. And he says this place is totally safe and we can hang out here anytime we want. Correction, your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. Hi, Tabitha. So glad you found us. What? Oh, shit. Oh, hey, Tabby. Kanika sighs. Probably for the best that she's here. Do none of you understand what a boarded up mine entrance is supposed to mean? It means it's closed, condemned, not fit for human use. Come on, this place is way sturdy. Check it out. The teen with the beanie jumps up and slaps a strut on the ceiling, immediately endangering his own life. They're teens, not geniuses. Oh, was that the knocking we were hearing earlier? Oh my god, Zane, cut it out. You're embarrassing us. I'm sorry for Zane's behavior. I don't think he realizes how extremely 8th grade it is to jump up and hit things. Really? No offense, Rosalina. Morning, Retro. Welcome in. Hope you're enjoying the stream. None taken. The other 8th graders are totally immature. Not like you, Rosalina. You're chill. And smart, too. Goodness, they're just all gassing up Rosalina. Enough! The damage is already done. Now leave. I'm tired of people in this town dragging my cousin headlong into danger. Aw, Tabby cares about me. Can't believe I actually agree with Tabitha about anything, but this is the worst place I've ever been in my entire life, and I would like to see the sun again before I die. Aw, come on, you guys. Maybe it's not a big deal. I used to do dangerous things all the time, and I still do dangerous things now. It's not a good thing, Stella. Who are we to tell them where they can hang out? Don't know who you think you are in this situation, Stella, but I own this mine. It's entirely within my rights to tell them to leave, much like it is entirely within my rights to tell you to leave. Was your lifetime ban from my mines not a clear enough message for you? Hell yeah, Tabitha. Tear the sad 20-something-year-old to shreds. Damn. Hey, I'm defending you, and I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea? My Stella can't possibly be sad with me around. How absolutely rude. These pups need to learn some manners. Running a clickbaity YouTube channel where you run around in the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad. Goodness. Well, I should probably tell that to like 50% of the YouTubers out there. So she's sad, so what? Give it a few years and you'll be sad too. The passage of time is inescapable. Look, we just wanted to give Rosalina a good time. Her home life sucks right now. True, she is living in the library. Yeah, tell them about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. We've been living in the library for the past couple weeks. Dad says we can't stay at our house. Got a hot plate and a couple cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup. Not helpful. No, it isn't, Zane. Rosalina deserves better. This is about your house being haunted, isn't it? No. What fresh hell is this? Oh my gosh, did my dad tell you that? Actually, Pixel told me. And now they're all looking at me like I'm crazy again. My cat? ... It's a long story. I bet he couldn't afford it anymore and is lying to you to save face. What a coward. Becca, I don't think you can, like, say that about other people's families. Isn't that, like, bullying or something? Shut up, Zane. Oscar actually invited us to check it out when we saw him earlier. It could make for a fun, non-abandoned coal mine related activity. Just throwing that out there. There's no ghost, Stella. It would be cool if there was, but Becca's right. I just wish he would be honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it. Like I'm still a little kid. You're all children. None of you realize how good you have it. Back in the day, each and every one of you would have been pulling 12-hour shifts in this exact mine. If it weren't for child labor laws, the 5 of you might have some actual character. Damn, Tabitha. Exactly. Rosalina's not that mature anyways. She still sleeps with stuffed animals. Rude, Becca. Nothing wrong with sleeping with stuffed animals. That doesn't mean she's not mature. I still have pork chop, you know. I rest my case. Wait, what did you say about child labor? I'd say, how do you know there isn't a ghost? Why are all the adults in this town such weirdos? There's no ghost. There's no such thing as ghosts. Oscar's just lying. Yo, what if we break in and ghost bust the place anyways? Just to be sure. Oh my god, Zane. You can't ghost bust if there's no ghost. Also, Rosalina lives there. She can't break into her own house. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we could figure out how to bust it if it's actually real. And if it isn't real, well, problem solved. So many voices to try and make for this. You know, Rosalina, you could always stay over at my house until Stella ghost busts your place. You have a finished basement, a pull-out couch. Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There's no ghost. I don't care, and I can't believe I've wasted this much time trying to argue with children. I'm washing my hands of this and calling the cops. Feel free to leave before they show up. Hear that, Miles? We're leaving. I suggest the rest of you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung, or gets crushed by rocks, or meets any one of the many terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. Speaking of... Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. That wasn't me, I swear. Then what was it? Come on, Stella. Didn't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises? It's Tommy knockers for sure. I know this isn't why we came down here, but we gotta check it out. Stella... Nobody is going deeper into the mine. Nobody is staying in the mine. You're all leaving. Please listen to Tabitha before my heart gives out. It'll be fun, Neeks. It will not. Also, casual reminder, Stella, the Tommy knockers are supposed to be what happens right before, you know, the tunnels collapse, so maybe we don't stay. Wait a second, where'd the 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Well, Kanika, maybe if you weren't still scared of the dark or whatever, you wouldn't notice them sneak off. I noticed them sneak off, and I've been zoning out the whole time we've been here. They must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel. Dang, I've always wondered where that goes. Never been able to get these hips through there. It's probably for the best, dear. Stella, stop sneaking into my minds. Please, I am literally begging you. If only all the tunnels down here were wide enough for adults, we could already be done with this little mess. But no, they just have to be remnants from a bygone era. Didn't you just talk about how child labor was the good old days a minute ago? I was trying to get you to leave my mine. Huh. Child head. Becca's head pops out of the tunnel entrance. You're not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here 1,000,000 times. I don't think you even have 1,000,000 seconds in your lifetime. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, then we're totally safe. Whatever. Come on, you two. I know a cool spot this way. Okay. I think I know where that tunnel rejoins the rest of the mines. I'll go look for them, and I want each and every one of you to take note of the fact that I'm doing that. Those idiots get themselves lost and die. I am not letting their families sue me into the ground. Are those really your priorities right now? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I want the rest of you out of my mine. Except for you, Shadow. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Yeah, sure. I could never fit in that tunnel anyways. They've crossed a barrier that I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Stella promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Whatever. I still have to do my dailies anyway. The service down here sucks. I will happily escort these two knuckleheads out. Puppy dog eyes. No, you are not about to weasel your way into this, Stella. Come on, Tabby. I've been down here a ton. I can totally help out. Tabitha sighs. Ugh, there's no getting rid of you, is there? Fine. I won't waste my time arguing. I feel like they'll heal a little better if I don't get in between them. I'm not going to say what's the point of going after them. We clearly need to get them out of here. It's dangerous. I'm absolutely going with. So none of these explore options seem useful. So let's go with the mystical. There's no way around it. It isn't just those kids. Something is calling out to us from down below. Noted. I'm curious if Tabitha has abilities like I do. Like if, when I choose my abilities, something gets assigned to Tabitha as well. I picked Speaking to Animals and Mystic, so would it automatically assign... Like, say Mystic is associated with the strong one, and Speaking to Animals is associated with the lockpicking one, so those automatically get assigned to Tabitha? Or something like that? I don't know. I think that would be cool. Let's not linger any longer than we have to, shall we? Want me to take Gretchen with me? I don't know if it'll be easier to cover more ground without her. Excuse me, I am a formidable and self-sufficient monster-hunting companion. Yeah, that's probably for the best. I don't want a repeat of last night, and who knows if we'll have to do any climbing. Aw, little potato. I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully soon. For sure. You won't be long. Cool. Can't wait to bust some ghosts tomorrow. The one downside of Kanika taking Gretchen is now she doesn't have both hands to drag the boys out by the scruff of their necks if she needs to. Which I get the feeling she kinda needs to. Also, they left behind chips. We should take the chips. Kanika, Miles, and Zane head towards the entrance of the mines, leaving you, Tabitha, and Stella to find the remaining teens. Alright, no dawdling. We should be able to catch up with them if we go this way. You and Stella exchange a glance as Tabitha ventures forward. They left a lamp, they left chips, they left more of that strawberry margarita stuff. We should take all of that. As the three of you move deeper into the mine, you hear echoes of a conversation bounce across the walls. But, Becca, why are we doing this again? I thought you and Tabitha was, like, really cool. Why are you trying to get her all mad? We're doing this because Tabitha is really cool. She doesn't let anyone boss her around, so we can't let her boss us around. Aw, you hear that, Tabby? Someone thinks you're cool. Can't believe she used to hang out with a nobody like Stella. Damn. Brutal. Why did that make her expression light and soften like that? Hey. I don't know. I think Stella's kind of cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on. She doesn't even have a sponsor. What kind of a YouTuber doesn't have a sponsor? Ouch. I mean, not yet, but I'm in talks with Meat Rice. What kind of a sponsor is Meat Rice? I make plenty from ads and donations. Hi Zethus, welcome in. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Let's see. Dang, Stella, Meat Rice? That's a big deal. Sure. Meat Rice is a big deal. Apparently they're on like every big podcast. Thank you. Feels like a really big step for the channel. Just wish Becca hadn't said all the things she said tonight. She's just mean. Had nothing to do with you. She's being mean because she's a teenager. She's just mean. Had nothing to do with you. You've seen how she's treated everyone tonight. Except Tabitha. Oh yeah, I didn't figure Meat Rice was real. Would be kind of out of character for the game to put in a real brand. Yeah, I guess you're right. Surprised you don't have thicker skin about this, Stella. You never struck me as someone who let others' opinions bother you. There is Pepsi in the game? Huh. I guess it must be, enough of a common brand to get away with. If you did, I wouldn't have to try so hard to get you off my property. Well, I know you don't mean it. Agree to disagree. How does it feel to have a teen girl think you're cool, Tabitha? ... I feel nothing about it. The opinions of children don't interest me. For traits, I have Mystic and Talking to Animals. I don't know, you kind of hesitated there. You're reading into things that aren't there, Stella. Just because your livelihood revolves around what people think of you, doesn't mean that I care what people think of me. ... Congratulations on your sponsor, though. Huh. Yeah, let's just press on. I don't care about them gossiping about me. Oh. There they are. Another knock, closer, interrupts your thoughts. Followed by another, followed by another. Is it just me? Or is that knocking coming from the same direction as those kids? They might be trying to scare us off. It's not just you. Okay, that knocking is really starting to freak me out. Might not be the kids then. Calm down, Rosalina. It's just mind sounds. Did you guys see that? No, it was just a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it. Shut up. There's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me. What if they're the ones doing the knocking? This could just be a prank. and we're its gullible victims. No way. You heard how loud that is. There's no way they're doing it. Just Tommy knockers, I'm sure of it. It's not Tommy knockers. That being said, it's also definitely not a prank. It's probably just rocks falling somewhere deeper in the mine, which is also bad for obvious reasons. Are we sure the tunnel they went through is going to meet up back with us? Yes, I'm familiar with the old maps of this place. There should be a central chamber not too far from here, where everything joins back up. Can't believe they're making us do this. They better get grounded when this is all said and done. As much as I appreciate the sentiment, I hope you're wrong. If they get grounded, it means people found out about this. I hate dealing with parents. Look on the bright side, Shadow. If they didn't come down here, we'd have missed out on a golden opportunity to get spooked. Tabitha glares at Stella. Getting closer, so let's keep moving. That is a tiny tunnel. As you progress deeper into the mine, the knocking grows more frequent. It's still distant, but it's much louder than before. The tunnel ends abruptly in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you can still hear the echoes of terrified teens, their panicked arguing bouncing down the pitch-black corridors. The pit radiates rage, a white-hot anger. It hates you, but at the heart of it, you can sense something else, the quiet hum of a dark presence. The heart calls to you, desperate to be witnessed. And here we are. The tunnel they crawled through passes through the chamber below. Shouldn't be hard to find them once we get down there. I've never been this far in. Congratulations, Stella. You got what you wanted. Tabitha crawls up the ladder and disappears over its edge. Alright, let's do this. Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins to climb down. Follow them down into the pit. Definitely a good idea. You walk to the ladder and climb down. Pretty sure this is the way back. Come on. Pretty sure? I thought you'd been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I definitely remember the way out. Hurry, I don't want to be down here anymore. I think it was actually this way. Damn. Got voices again. Oh, shut up. No one even wanted you to come with us anyway. Becca! Yep, they're close, alright. Good thing they're so damn loud. Sounds like they're really lost. The voices around you, those of the teens and your companions, sound odd, distant. This is my first playthrough, yes, so please no spoilers. There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. Walk towards it. You don't hear it, but you can feel in your chest a desperate need to perceive and be perceived. Wrap yourself in the darkness of the pit, I guess. Hey, are you alright, Shadow? Bear witness? Do you have any interest in the characters yet? I like Kanika and Stella, if that's what you mean. I mean, they're all kind of interesting. I don't know. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives toward you, Not before the light of your phone illuminates the chamber. Ooh. You said we wouldn't use this shipment. You know it's compromised. We couldn't afford to wait on new wood, Charles. We had to go ahead with it. Oh. It's still sturdy enough. It'll get the job done. So I didn't know for certain that there was romance in Scarlet Hollow. I thought I had heard that, but I didn't actually know. So that's kind of good to know. Shadow, are you alright? Oh, thank God you're alive. Looks like you had a seizure or something. Then you and Tabby just conked out. I'm fine. Ugh. You can barely open your eyes. You're not fine. Neither of you move a muscle. I don't want you straining yourselves while you're still recovering from whatever that was. I'm gonna go get you both some help. I'll be back soon, I promise. Don't die on me, alright? You fade back out of consciousness as your companion clambers out of the pit, intent on your rescue. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. You raise up on your elbows, head still swimming from the visions. Your surroundings coming back into focus. Your head throbs as the knocking continues. Now magnitudes more intense than ever. Yeah, kind of figured based on the knocking. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down stone corridors. Becca, you're just getting us more lost. It's this way. Oh, there they go. If you're so sure, then why don't you just leave? I can't believe I let Alexis talk me into inviting you in the first place. Becca, I'm just trying to help. I said go. Okay, I will. Alexis, you don't have to go with her, you know that, right? Pick a side, Alexis. Oh. That wasn't what I was trying to do. I'm sure Becca knows where we're going. She wouldn't just lie. Sorry, Rosalina. The increasingly desperate voices of teens are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You practically feel the ground shake beneath you. You can almost see the walls vibrate with the intensity of the hellish sound. God, that knocking is not helping my headache. What the hell just happened? Has some sort of vision. Knocking's getting closer. Probably the mystical one. I think both of us were just shown the dark truth of this place. The sins that were committed, the deaths that followed. There's gotta be fumes or something down here. It's an old mine. These places are death traps. Probably just hallucinated. How can you be sure? Look, this kind of thing happens in mines sometimes. Especially when there's bad ventilation. Stop being weird. We're leaving. Rosalina! Rosalina appears in the passageway to your left. Out of breath and teary-eyed. I'm so sorry I snuck off like that. I just wanted Alexis to think I was cool. The entire cavern shakes with the sound of rockfall. I don't know what the hell is up with this knocking, but that is the sound of a mine collapse. Up the ladder, both of you. Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Do you have a death wish, little girl? This isn't a movie. The best thing we can do to help those girls right now is not be buried alive Yeah. Yeah, we kind of need to get out. You reach towards Rosalina. The mine is... I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do about this. People who know what they're doing can go back for them after we're all safe. What if they don't make it? What if this is the only chance we have to help them? I've already crossed that bridge. You can cross it too if you want. I don't care. Rosalina hesitates for a moment. Alexis! Becca! The way out is this way. If you just follow my voice, you'll be able to make it out. Okay, let's go. She grabs your hand, and the two of you start climbing. This way. Come on. Your cousin moves with the kind of swiftness you'd expect from someone who's spent her entire working life in and around coal mines. Becca! Alexis, can you still hear me? The knocking drowns out Rosalina's desperate shouts as the three of you crawl closer and closer to the entrance. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I left you guys. It's deafening now, as if someone were trying to break through the walls with fists of iron. You continue to push forward, your burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. Then comes the sound of splintering wood. You pick up the pace. The entrance is so close. I'm so sorry. And there it is. Freedom. The three of you manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Alexis. Do you think the other two? Maybe they got out? It's possible, right? Maybe there's another entrance or something. Or maybe they're still alive in there? Oh god. I'm so sorry. Rosalina, are you okay? Your dad's on his way. He should be here any minute. I'm so sorry. I'm going back to camp. I'll be back with some men. And they can start digging. I'll call Earl. And once again, I'm found at the scene of a crime. It takes a bit of time, but eventually Tabitha arrives with men and a machine to start digging through the rubble. You, Stella, and Kanika are afforded a quiet moment to yourselves as the others get to work. Do you think Becca and Alexis are okay? There were survivors in the last collapse. At least Rosalina's safe. Thank God. If you and Tabby didn't pull Rosalina out when you did, you all might have wound up buried down there. I think you did the right thing. Something's telling me this was only the beginning of our ditchling problem. Can't imagine how much worse this could get. This is all a little too magic for me. Just because two bad things have happened doesn't mean there's a pattern. Right? Explore the vision? Tabitha thinks we hallucinated. There's a stone carving on the wall of that pit that showed me what happened to this place. Charles Shaw was set up. Oh, they're not gonna like that. They don't like Charles Shaw. There was a stone carving on the wall of that pit. It gave me some sort of vision. I saw what happened to this place. The Scarlets caused the old collapse. Charles Shaw was set up. Interesting. No way. Dude was a monster. I mean, the Scarlets were monsters too. Still are. Hey! What am I saying? Visions aren't real. Visions can't be real. That would be magic. I don't know, Neeks. You weren't down there. Shadow and Tabby had, like, simultaneous seizures next to a creepy stone carving. It was like something out of a movie. The entities in the mines, because we definitely saw something. Saw something down there, looked like shadows of dead miners. Pretty sure Tabitha and I saw ghosts down there. Centered around the main chamber where... Oh, these are explore, so I can do more than one. Pretty sure Tabitha and I saw ghosts down there. See if Stella saw them. They were right behind you just before you left. Did you not see them? Well, I didn't see anything other than the two of you and that carving. That's super weird. I don't want to doubt what you experienced, but you were deep in a dark abandoned coal mine. I have just been primed to see things. You know, now that I think about it, that totally fits the profile for some of the Tommyknocker stories. What if they're actual bona fide ghosts? Oh, Stella. Everything that happened down there centered around that main chamber where I saw the carving. Stella showed me a photo. Weird stuff. Maybe you weren't entirely off base about the cult stuff you mentioned earlier today. This thing felt old. Are we sure those were Tommyknockers? Depends on what you mean by sure. Is anyone really sure of anything? They fit the description pretty well. I don't know what else they could be. I have no idea what happened in there. I'd need to do some reading on mine classes, I guess. Probably were Tommyknockers, for what it's worth. We're not doing that one. I absolutely believe she left us for the same reason that we left Alexis and Becca. So what happens now? Hey, Oscar. Hey, guys. Don't think she's quite ready to talk just yet. What happened down there? I'm gonna say Rosalina made it out because she stood up for herself. Nicely done, Cal. Start with the easy part. Rosalina made it out of there because she stood up for herself. You should be proud. She's a good kid, Oscar. Thanks. Something terrible in that mine. I think it was the Tommyknockers. Can't believe they're actually real, but I got some audio of the knocking on my phone. I must have been furious we went down there. Here's the baddie to the left. You mean Kanika? This lady right here? That's Miss Kanika. She runs the general store. She's also Sybil's daughter from earlier. I'm pretty sure you actually saw her earlier when you were here earlier, because she was here at the beginning of the game when I was commenting on her glasses not having arms. They do have arms now. You just can't see them under her hair. This is all my fault. She's been so angry with me. If I'd just been able to provide more stability, she wouldn't have been doing things like this, putting herself in danger. Kanika's absolutely a 10. She's okay, Oscar. Made sure of that. The other kids... we're working on it. Thank you, Shadow. Just wish I could have kept her from going in there in the first place. If I'd paid closer attention to her, maybe none of this would have happened. Those kids wouldn't be down there. Can't help but feel like it was my responsibility to prevent this, and I blew it. Teens are reckless. There's only so much you can do. And the shorter the leash, the worse the relationship. Don't blame yourself for the choices someone else made. As a former reckless teen myself, and as a current reckless adult, yeah, you're right. I guess that's true. Try to let Rosalina make her own mistakes and learn from them. But that's for staying up late, going too fast on her skateboard, not this. I think she was trying to get away from that whole haunted house situation. You have to understand that I'm not making it up. There's something in that house. We believe you, Oscar. ... Well, we believe there's something. I couldn't let it hurt her, and since I didn't know how to get rid of it, I set up a back room at the library for us. Just until I could figure out how to fix things. I know she hates it, but I thought it would be better for her. Instead, it just drove her away. Staying with friends, not checking in, and now this. It's all because of that house. And because of me. Because I haven't been able to fix this. I just wish she could understand. Let's go with the mystical one. I'll put the spirit to rest. We can perform a seance. Yeah, we'll do whatever it takes, Oscar. This is a shocking turn of events. But sure, I'm in too. Thanks, you guys. That really means a lot. I could have kept this to myself, but I was so afraid of seeming ridiculous. Dad, you must be so mad at me. Oh, Rosa, no. Of course I'm not mad at you. Do you think that maybe they got out? Maybe there's another exit somewhere? Hopefully. Rosalina. I should have pushed back harder. I knew the way out. I should have made them come with me. I just don't want them to be dead. I'm so sorry, Dad. You don't have to be sorry. You're alive, and you're safe. We couldn't have gone back for them, right? We wouldn't have made it out if we went back. You made it out of there because you stood up for yourself. Becca was too proud to listen to you, and Alexis decided to stay with her. It's not fair, though! They didn't deserve to be buried alive for that. I know how difficult that is, and you can be upset for as long as you need to be, Rosa. I think the best thing you can do for your friends right now, until we get them out of there, is to enjoy the life you have. I know I haven't made that easy for you. I know you've been frustrated with the choices I've made. But I'm gonna do what it takes to move us back into our house. We're gonna have a good life again, Rosa. I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner. I'm sorry this is what it took. Dad? We're on the case. We'll be okay. I promise. I'm gonna take her home. I guess we'll see the three of you tomorrow. And thank you, Shadow. You have no idea how much I appreciate what you did for Rosalina. As Oscar and Rosalina leave, your cousin exhaustedly saunters over to you. Alright, Shadow. My men are set up to start digging. Let's go home and get some rest. Now, hold up there a minute, Miss Scarlet. Mind if we have a quick word with your cousin, miss? In private? Okay, fine. Just make it quick. And don't you dare try and pull anything on them. They did nothing wrong here. Young ladies, I'm afraid that means you too. Don't you want to talk to us? We witnessed this too. Oh, sure, but that can wait. We know where to find y'all. Oh boy, I have to do Earl's voice again. What a coincidence, running into you 2 nights in a row. This is my colleague, Deputy Derrickson. Pleased to meet you, Shadow. Apologies for my absence yesterday. It's my special bowling night, you see. Man has to have his me time. But I was briefed on the events of last night, even though I'm still not sure what went on. Could be considered a crime. gonna chew on wires again. Don't worry about that. Duke has been missing since then, and since we found neither hide nor hair of him... Good, that's the old woman voice. Duke has been missing since then? We're not doing Sheriff Earl's voice. Since we found neither hide nor hair of him, could be he's just on an extended hunting trip. Wouldn't be the first time he's done something like that. I was told the footage showed his supposed body, but we couldn't get that camera working, so no way to confirm until we track him down. Now I understand both of these are terribly unfortunate accidents that had nothing to do with you being in the area, but... as officers of the law, you have to understand that we get a little suspicious when you say the same face multiple times in a row. And we have to ask, what exactly were these teenagers doing in a shuttered mine owned by your family? And why were you down with them? You have to understand where we're coming from. 2 kids, 15 and 14, were buried alive down there. Maybe they did. You were on the premises. Whether or not that was merely coincidence remains to be seen. But we gotta do our due diligence here. I don't think they need to know about Wayne. Very accurate. I do not have to talk to them. But I'm also not under arrest. We saw some teens sneak into an abandoned mine, so we went after them. We were just trying to do the right thing. Of course, very noble of you. Pardon our questions, just trying to gather all the facts, you see. Just being thorough. It's our duty as officers of the law. Well, if there's nothing more you can tell us, suppose we'll let you go on about your evening, but we may be in touch. Have a good one. Deputy Derrickson tips his hat to you. 2 officers wander back towards the mine, Derrickson taking notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika. Just can't believe. 2 nights in a row? Is it my fault, Leeks? Stella, no. This is all just an awful coincidence. It's not your fault. Oh, hey. Guess the cops are done with you? What, are they going to take you in for being present at an accident? Sorry if they gave you a hard time. Small town cops, you know. Always blame everything on drifters. Even acts of God, I guess. Excellent, you didn't get arrested. Now come on, let's get back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that happened tonight. See you tomorrow, okay, Shadow? Please stop trying to get my cousin killed, Stella. Come on, let's go. Tabitha starts walking to her car, pulling you by your arm. Are you kidnapping me? Text you when you're back. May as well, you know, make sure Stella knows we're home safe and all that. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You try and keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what may lurk behind the tree line. I'm doing terribly, by the way, in case you want to know. Now, let's check in on her first. How you holding up? Poorly. But I'd really rather we didn't get into it. I'm really not sorry about today, but I'll say it anyway. Tabitha doesn't answer. Drop it. How'd the fun cave adventure go? 2 children may have died. We don't necessarily know yet. But the cave collapsed on 2 children. Yeah. Oh, also we had a vision about, like, our past. It's good stuff. Why do you treat Stella like that? Didn't you two used to be friends? It was a different time in my life. Just wish she'd get that we're not in high school anymore. I'm a different person than whoever she thinks she knows. I see. And you and Kanika don't seem to get along. She pushes my buttons. Is there some kind of history there, or... No. Now quit talking. I need to focus on the road. I am not going to quit talking. Do you think Becca and Alexis are okay? We won't know for days at the earliest. Their parents should have kept tighter reins on them. I never got into any trouble like this when I was a teen, and I have Pearl Ann to thank for that. Why do you call your mother by her name? Why do you call your mother by her name? Hated it all the time. Hated it at the time, but that strictness paid off. Ugh, why am I telling you this? Whoa, are we bonding? You can't tell me stuff. Whoa, are we bonding? I guess, sure. I mean, sure, the parents aren't necessarily to blame. They can't watch their children 100% of the time. I'm just gonna remain silent on that one. Gotta focus on the road. And we're not trauma dumping on her, so ride in silence. Your eyes wander back to the tree line as you and Tabitha sink back into silence. We're back home at last. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of the decaying mansion greeting you with its undertones of mildew and wood rot. Well, this day's been a lot more stressful than it needed to be, and I'm sure it's the precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm going to bed. I suggest you do the same. Thanks for calling me about those kids, by the way. It was unexpected. You could have... No, you should have waited for me. I'm too tired to argue. I'll see you in the morning. Tabitha turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. I am just realizing she kind of lied to us about Wayne. Because we asked her if she knew a Wayne, and she said she had hundreds of workers, any one of them could be a Wayne. And then we find out Wayne is her ex-boyfriend. So she kind of... Is it lying or is it withholding information? I'm not sure yet. I guess we're going to bed. You head up to your room to turn in. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. Kanika sent a message. Y'all, these are those things, right? Yes, they are. Kanika sends you a picture of a pair of ditchlings by the side of the road. I saw them again, too. Oh, that's a bunch of them. We've been seeing them kind of throughout the game so far. What the fuck? These things are definitely not hairless monkeys or raccoons or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more to them being here than the mine collapse. No way I'm sleeping tonight. You think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point, you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from this evening is finally wearing off, replaced by a creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slipping down over your eyes even as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. If it weren't for the pit of dread falling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable as you settle between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, your thoughts drift to Alexis and Becca, terrified and alone, if not already dead. Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding as the door to your room swings open. Phew phew. Just the cat. It's always just the cat. Don't read into this. The woman kicked me out. Just want a warm place to sleep. It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease, and you finally slip into a deep sleep. Oh? And what's Tabitha up to? Shutting us out, for certain. Is there a basement to explore now? We've got Tommy knockers in the basement? That's concerning. This is the end of episode 2. Episode 3 awaits. Proceed if you dare. Unfortunately, that also means that's the end of this episode for our stream today. So, as always, thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed and would like to see anything else that I have previously played, you can find all of my videos uploaded on YouTube at Roanoke VT. And if you'd like to catch this or any other games I play live in the future, you can do so at twitch.tv/ShadowRoanokeVT. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you next time.